Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name's Chris and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another video. And in today's video I'm going to go over what my favorite long-term holds are in crypto. If you like this sort of content and you want to support the channel, mash that like button. It's much appreciated. It really does help push out the content to like-minded individuals. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video. Don't forget to drop into our Discord. Link is in the description. It's free to join. We'd love to have you there. And we also have a Patreon members section now. Link again is in the description of the video. Again, we'd love to have you as a member. And, you know, we do 2 AMAs each week, a bit like Teams meetings where you can ask us anything. We have our buys and our sell orders sort of detailed out for you, and our staking movements as well. And there's just so much more that we have there, and trying to create more and more value. Still in beta, so you know it will improve over time as the Patreon and Discord grows. But you know it'd be fantastic to have you there. And don't forget, we're going to be launching our NFT project shortly. These are going to be really hot tickets. So for more details, check out the Discord. Right, let's get down to the desktop and have a look at these 6 projects that you know are my long-term favorite holds. Okay, so first of all, we're going to start with Singularity DAO. This is, you know, a project that for me, I really like it. I think, you know, it's going to do really well. I think it's massively undervalued at the moment. And I think it's, you know, true value is yet to be discovered by most of the retail investors. If we head on over to their website, you know, it's AI-powered DeFi portfolio. So really interesting stuff. Obviously, you've got your dyna sets. So the best way to sort of, you know, explain what a dyna set is, it's basically a bucket or a basket of different cryptocurrencies. And basically, the artificial intelligence, machine learning, and the managers over at Singularity DAO will basically trade and outperform the market. So it's a fantastic way, particularly in a bear market, to outperform the market and increase your portfolio size. A bit like a hedge fund or a traditional hedge fund. Can't get my words out. Hedge fund. You know, basically. So that's probably the easiest way to sort of articulate it to you guys. They have a launch pad as well. I'm not going to open all these tabs. You can swap your tokens, so they have like a DEX. Then you can provide liquidity. You can do your farming, your staking, and all that sort of wonderful stuff. Some really good APYs to be had on staking. Now, a lot of people obviously mention, you know, it's on ETH, lots of high gas fees. You can switch to Binance Smart Chain, so you can, you know, sort of navigate around those Ethereum gas fees. So, you know, gas fees shouldn't be an excuse not to get into Singularity DAO, in my humble opinion. Do let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and opinions are on Singularity DAO. For me, I think this is going to be an amazing long-term hold, really, because they're, you know, supporting the underdog in this market, in my humble opinion. But do let me know what your thoughts and opinions are in the comments below. Really interested to know. I think this one's massively undervalued. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor, so this should be treated as educational purposes only. So make sure you're doing your own research, making your own decisions before sort of dipping your toe in this market, because it's very volatile. So never overinvest, you know, and only invest what you're willing to lose. Okay, moving on. Hadira, so 𝗕𝗘𝗪, again, another one that we don't really tend to talk about an awful lot on the channel, but I do think that this is a fantastic long-term hold. I think, you know, it's a fantastic project, and you know, it's one where, you know, it's got a huge governing council. Again, I think this one's going to do really well, and it'll be interesting to get your views and opinions on it. Now, if we have a look at advice.io, and the artificial intelligence and machine learning, currently rates it as C1 in the short term, down 25% for the 7-day chain. So it could be a potential opportunity to get in, but you need to go away and do your own research. Currently, the AMI-HAD ratio is B2. Your fear and greed index is C2, so it's pretty fearful at the moment. Sharp ratio is a D. Your profitability, firm profitability, is A1, so it's very profitable. And we see that a lot on this channel, and it's you know, recently we've pulled out some that we don't tend to talk about on the channel, and they're like C's and D's. You know, it says a lot about our channel in the fact that we've picked out some really solid projects really early on, so people, you know, have been able to make huge gains in this space. We got peak end value demand C2, moving average D. So, you know, a lot of these are pulling it down. It doesn't look pretty when you look at the market currently, but, you know, for me, this is another long-term hold that, you know, I'm quite happy to be purchasing, you know, laddering my way in, or dollar cost averaging my way, you know, on these red days when the market pulls back so heavily. But do let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on 𝗕𝗪𝗀. Really interested to know. Moving on, Elrond, 133.38. Now, I sold some of my Elrond at $540, and I was ridiculed. And you know, I don't tend to do that often. You know, it has to hit my exit point. But I am a long-term believer in Elrond, and that's why it makes this list. I've purchased back all the Elrond and more after I made that that sale. So for me, it was a great decision, and I will again, you know, get to that 540, look at the market, review it. You know, I'm unemotional when it comes to this space and you know, trading or investing in these projects. I'm literally fundamental based. Nick looks at the TA, but you know, I look at the fundamentals, the use case, the team, the technology, everything that sits beneath the actual, you know, what you see on the screen here with the charts. And I really look for that underlying value. I really look for that underlying value. Okay, so you know, what is it? The internet scale blockchain is live, as they've put it. They've got a DEX, they've got a launch pad. For me, it's a fantastic project, and they're really going to be making some big moves in the payment sector, which I'm really excited about. And for me, it had to make this list as a long-term investment. The tokenomics are really good as well. If we have a look at advice.io and the artificial intelligence, just looking for the short term, C2 current rating, which at the moment is extremely poor, down 29% for the 7-day change. AMI-HAD ratio is a D. Your fear and greed index is a C3, so pretty fearful. You've got your Sharpe ratio is a D. Your firm profitability is A1. Again, another one that we talk about an awful lot on this channel, and you will see that when we talk about these projects. Moving average D. So again, pulling it down. So overall, it's not looking pretty, but you know, for me, it looks good in the respect against its fundamentals. I feel like it's undervalued. But do let me know what your thoughts and opinions are. Obviously, you know, you've got to make your own investment decisions. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just going to tell you what I see in the market, right? And these 6 projects to me are massively undervalued against the fundamentals, and I think their long-term scope for gains is massive. So that's why they make this list. Moving on, Cardano, $1.03, up 6.94%. So it might not be the best time to be getting into this one. Might pull back a little bit more, as some of these others that we've been talking about. But you know, making the world work better for all. Again, really like the use case, the utility, where they're heading with it, the way they are building it out. I really like all of this stuff. Technically superior to many others. And you know, you've got a solid team. You're going to have a lot of projects, solid projects, some of which we're talking about on this video, move over to Cardano. So for me, this is a long-term hold. Currently, you know, what is it? Currently ranked number 6. I think that will go higher as time goes on. You know, a bit like the internet boom, where you started off with like Yahoo being the number 1, the first mover advantage. I think we're going to see something very, very similar in the crypto space. I think, you know, Cardano could potentially flip Ethereum in time. I'm not talking about like this year, next year. I'm talking like, you know, 5 to 10 year horizon. I just think ETH fees aren't going to be changing too much, and I really do feel like businesses in the real world are going to be looking for the most cheapest alternative, and I think they're going to find that in Cardano, and there's some other protocols that I think they could lean on as well. So it won't just be Cardano. I don't think they're just going to take over the whole space, but you know, I think they're going to take over a huge percentage of it. Moving on, just to look at advice.io, currently C2, so again extremely poor. Again, it's 35.45% down. You have had some sort of transactional, issues on the ecosystem with Sunday Swap going live. The amount of NFTs and that side of things. Again, I think these were all expected, so there isn't too many people complaining too much. Fear and greed index is B3. Sharp ratio is a D, so that is pulling it down massively. Your 𝗕𝗢𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘 ratio is a D, so again pulling it down. Profitability, firm profitability A1. Your moving average is D, pulling it down. So overall, not looking too pretty here, but for a long-term hold, I think this is an amazing project. Moving on, VeChain currently down at just over 5 cent. 5.25 cent, up 17.66% at the time of recording, rank 35. Again, this project has sort of taken a bit of hit with everything that's happening in China. Then obviously, what's happening in the markets generally, with inflation and interest rate talks and so on. But still a solid project long term, I feel. Lots of partnerships. I think this one's going to do really well. Obviously, sort of their main use case was supply chain. But they're going to have, or they have, their VUSD. I think we're going to start to see DeFi. You've got NFTs. You're going to have metaverse projects popping up all over the place. I think this project is going to do really, really well. Majorly undervalued, in my humble opinion. But do let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and opinions are. Now, C2, again, extremely poor, down 30.57% on advice.io's weekly 7-day change. Fear and greed index at C2. Your 𝗕𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘 ratio is D. Your moving average is D. Your sharp ratio is D. So that's all pulling it down. Your firm profitability is A3. This was A1 for an awful long time, but it has been performing bad recently. Peak end value demand C2. So again, pulling it down, but it's not as bad as obviously your D ratings up here. So not looking pretty, but I think that's a common theme within pretty much all of these projects currently. Moving on to the 6th and final project, and that would be Harmony. Moving up 9.46%, 18 cent 82. Again, this one was been performing really well of late until the major pullbacks in the market. I do think we're going to see a run for this particular project, bridging all chains. We're going to be looking to have that bridge to Bitcoin soon. So lots going on. Again, I think this is an amazing project. Lots of funding, lots of projects going on the ecosystem, lots of DAOs, lots of community-based stuff. And I think the community is really strong. Tech's great, team's great, community's great. And, for me, it's a project that we're going to see do really, really well because, linking all the different blockchains, I think is just huge. And they're the ones that are going and doing it and making it happen. So currently ranked B3, so one of the better ones, but the 7-day change is 40% down. It was performing really well, really strongly against Bitcoin when Bitcoin was a bit volatile. Fear and greed index is B3, so not too bad. Your sharp ratio is D. Your firm profitability is A1, so very profitable. Moving average is D. And then your 𝗕𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘 ratio is A2, so not too bad. So just a few bits pulling it down. But overall, I think this project's going to do really well in the long term, as the other 5 will as well. Now, for me, it's really interesting to look at some of these projects that we've been invested in for over a year. Some have gone off to do really, really well. Some haven't performed as well as we thought they were going to. But ultimately, fundamentally, all of these projects are far superior than when we first invested in them. And for that reason, long term, I think these are amazing projects. And we've talked about, the downsides of crypto, the pullbacks, 40 to 80% pullbacks. This is why we pick out these types of projects with fantastic fundamentals, great utility, great teams, great tech, and ultimately they have really big or really strong communities behind them. And for that reason, I feel that they're going to do really, really well long term. Now, we've talked about time horizons. You know, if you're investing in this market, you know, 5-10 years should be the sort of horizons that you're considering making investments over. Don't get me wrong, you can get in, you can get lucky, and some of these projects can do really, really well in a very short you know, matter of time. However, the real gains, the generational level wealth, is built up in a bear market, and you know, it's for those long-term investors that hodl. Now, I'm not suggesting by any stretch of the imagination we're in a bear market. I don't think we are. I think we're in a bear phase of a bull cycle, and many people are going to come to see that in time. But do let me know what your thoughts and opinions are in the comments below. Really interested to know. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content, mash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video. And I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.